They teach kids to ride bikes in Norwegian school. I know some of you guys said this on my previous video about teaching swimming in Norwegian schools. And there were some Americans that said swimming is taught in their schools in America. I've lived in many states and I've never heard of that. Not ever. But anyway, I really don't think there's an American public school where they teach bike riding. Nearing høstferie, and I've been thinking about things to do as a family, and it's just made me reflect on how much Norway has given us. Because when we moved here, one of the many reasons we came is that I felt like we needed the peer pressure as a family to live in a society that forced us to get up and move more. We've gotten so much healthier since we moved here. And possibly because we were not the most active family, our kids came here and really, they needed that push to get active too. And it had gone on so long in our family that we weren't active that they weren't going to listen to us about it anymore. They needed peer pressure. My kids are also kind of hesitant to try new things. So when they had swimming where the whole class is going, it was the first time we could get them to do it. Like, we as a family could not get my kids over their fear. I think those things are easier when you're with your mom. And bike riding was no exception. They built it into the curriculum. The kids came home with like a checklist where we had to check the brakes and the air pressure. And I'll be honest, like, I have written books about the pressure moms are under to look perfect all the time. I try to show that I'm not perfect so that it's safe for other mothers. I can be a kind of lazy mom sometimes. I didn't want to get up and like check the bike, but I had to. And you know what? Her bike had low bike tire pressure. It wasn't that hard to do, but I did it because it was an assignment for the school. That was, if I didn't help her get her bike checked off, she wasn't going to be able to participate with her friends. So it got me to do it. She herself was nervous about the term sykkelprøve. That made her try. And by getting us both out there together working on the bike, something I never would have done on my own, it made us both invested in it. And then she was willing to try riding the bike for the first time. I worked and worked and worked with her. I have my own history of not really knowing how to handle my own body because of living through Munchausen by proxy. So I was really good actually at helping her think about how to feel her body in space on the bike, and we bonded. And once I did that little bit with her, she started going with her friends. Her friends would come up and like help her learn. And within a week, she was riding a bike. All because it had been built into this curriculum at school, which put emphasis on this, which cared about it as a life skill, and which kind of built in some social structure and peer pressure and a reason for us to all get off our, whatever, and work at it. And I have to say, it's been one of the most beautiful things to watch. I mean, you see parents teaching their kids to ride bikes in every movie, and we got to do that together because Norway. She went and met her friends at the school to go biking. It was her first trip doing something like that on her own, and I love that it was safe for her here. And my mom heart is just really proud. So I got her permission to use a little bit of a clip of her riding. She's excited to show off. So I invite you to share my joy, and I think now we'll have even more options for høstferie because we can ride bikes and stuff together.